Hey, my friends, old Larry again. Just want to touch base with you about something that, well, you might appreciate. I know it's helped me out down through the years, but long time ago, I took a job operating a front end loader on a construction job. Well, I had to load so many trucks an hour in order to be able to keep that job. Well, man, I tell you what, that thing flopped and flipped, and it was just every which way. So I was having all kind of trouble. So the superintendent throws a dirt clod at me, and he says, "Call me Arkansas." He says, "Arkansas, come over here." So I walked over there with him, and he showed me when I was raising my bucket up to dump dirt in that truck, I would leave clumps of it on the pit on the floor where the truck could park. Well, every time the next truck come in, I'd have to drive over that hump to get that bucket high enough, and it was just slowing me down something awful. So I finally got the plan, and that's to every time I go back down to get another load is to clean up my mess. In other words, keep my pit clean. Now, guess where I'm going with this? Uh, it's in order to have a smooth, clean life on this earth, you have to keep your pit clean. Okay, let's talk about that a little while. Uh, you know, you're a successful businessman. You got a business. It's making well, and looks like it's going to be enough to build up for you and your family's retirement. But you hire a new girl or guy, whichever one you may be the other side of, and you come in there, and boy, they ring your bell, and they got your attention, and next thing you know, you're she's helping you late hours. And of course, you know where I'm going with this. That's what happens. Or this is something else happen if you're a businessman. You make a contract with somebody, and to pay so much for uh, a load of dirt. Well, what happens is next thing you know, that man is slipping you an extra $50 every time he got a load of dirt. Now he was selling that dirt, getting that extra money, but he was fattening his pockets off of your slackness, if you may. And of course, we could just go ahead, couldn't we? How about lies, temptations, uh, just even murder? It can go even that far. So, friends, what you've got to do is to keep your pit clean. Now, how do you know that? How do you know how? And how do you know when? Well, it's not real. It ain't a real big deal, really. You see, the Holy Bible was given us as a rule and guide for our faith and practice. Uh, Nothing, there's not a wasted letter or word in the Word of God. It all has meaning. It'll have one meaning to you one day, and another day it may have a different meaning to you, depending on your circumstances at the time. Now, uh, since we know that the Bible is given us for our faith and practices, what do we have to do to understand that? Well, can't jump in through any hoops. Nobody can lasso you and drag you in. Nobody can shoot you, leave, leave you laying and hoping you'll read that book when you wake up. That ain't going to happen. So, what you got to do before uh, the the Word of God is salvation first and foremost. You know, in order to understand God, His Word, you got to be born again. Born again means that you laid your old life down through faith, and by the grace and mercy of Jesus Christ, He saves you. Now, when you lay that down, He now has charge of your life. He will point out these little piles of dirt here and there. He'll point out the little lies and the damage you can do. But you got to, if you stay in His Word, and if you study, if you will uh, go to get a good church, a Bible believing church, uh, all of that helps. Now, do you have to do all that to go to heaven? Well, no. No, if you want to live like an idiot out here and be dumb and work in a dirty pit, don't have to. But it sure does make life a lot more pleasurable for you and people around you. It also becomes a witness on your behalf for Jesus Christ. And you've got to love Him, my friends, and you got to trust Him. You got to believe what He did. He did it just for you. Now, you happen to have a lot of people in your same category, but if you were the only person on this earth, He would paid the same price for you that He paid for me. Well, I hope that cheers somebody up a little bit, but there's hope out there, my friends. There's hope. A lot of things going on now, and all kinds of indications of the end times, but my friends, that could either be a horror or that can be peace. It depends on which side of the fence you're on. You'll have a pleasant day. Contact me if I can help anybody. Thank you so much.